Anthony. Let's get into the main screen. How the devil are you tonight? Oh, I haven't done the mic, pulled the mic down. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, I thought I was going to turn it off then for a minute. Right, there we go. How is the sound and picture? Hello Simon, I hope you're feeling better today. Right, let's have a quick check of how the lag's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, done on one thing. Right, try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-second lag or thereabouts. Oh, there she is. Hello, Joyce. I'll say hello to Joyce. The voice of an angel. Can't get better than that. I don't know which. No, I want to stay on that screen tonight. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, good. How's the sound? Sound okay? I've got to go to hospital on Monday. I've got to have the CT scan. What for? I don't know. I went in with a bad leg, finding everything else wrong with me. I don't know how I'm still living. There you go. And they want more blood off me as well, a bit later on in the month, end of August in fact. I'm going to pull round the train, the first of the new trains, even though there's only a couple on at the moment. I'll get it round to the start where I want to show it, or where I can find the best picture for it. As I said, I don't know what the buzz is from. Nothing's different to any other night. Should have done it in that camera, I think. Right, this is the first of the new trains. Hopefully. Maybe the camera's going to be this one. I don't want to take it off the track either. It's a Class 50 and it's named Eagle. I think I'll get it on that camera. That'll be the best. If I can get it in focus. Slow it down. I don't know where it is. Ah, right there it is. Yeah, it's a Class 50 and it's called Eagle. I also have Ark Royal, which I got not all that long ago. That's also Class 50. And there's another Class 50 called, I think it's, well, Albion and, come to think of it, Bulwark, but I'm not certain if both of those are actually named in the class. But they're all carriers that were in service when I was in the Fleet Air Arm, Royal Navy. Eagle I've actually been on, but it was wasn't non-operational. It was basically on the way to be scrapped. But I was on the Ark Royal at the time, and it was under refit, and we went on to Eagle to get some bits and pieces before we sailed. And once we got our bits and pieces and we sailed, Eagle went to scrap. So I have actually been on it. And the other one, the other train, which we'll pull round the other way, Class 42, what's happened here? Possibly the same camera. And this one's called Hermes. If that's going to ask, it's going to be a bad picture. I don't want to lift it, as I said. Nah, terrible picture. Just let them run. Yeah, Hermes was my very first ship. Spent 2.5 years on that, refit and tour duty out to the Far East, Australia, and back home. Went through the Suez Canal, and that was really funny. You looked over the side of the ship, all you couldn't see water, all you could see was sand. Really weird. As if we were, you know, going through the desert with no water, you know. But, yeah, all good experience. Really enjoyed that trip. Didn't like the work, but the trip was brilliant. But those trips aren't to, I go to the States more times than that now. Alright, anyone else come on now? Yeah, I've also got another one that I'm still working on. It's a mainline, so it's a little bit more complicated. Not a lot, but just a little bit, and I'm having trouble trying to get the noise down on it more than anything. It's quite loud. I won't buy another mainline. Although the one that I've got, unless I go to Bachmann, get a Bachmann one, which is quite expensive, as opposed to the mainline one, which is cheap. So, I'll stick with the mainline for now. Yeah, Hermes I've been after for a while, and I've actually got one, probably paid about 35 quid for it, so it's just a bit good. As I said, I had to get that. Over all the others, Ark Royal and Hermes were the two I had to get. But the actual Class 50, that the names in that, there's one called the Leviathan. And the first time I went to Portsmouth, I think it was on the, must have been on the Hermes. We docked there for a while. I was walking through the dockyard having a look around one night, and the Leviathan was still there. Now that had been taken out of commission, it's in dry dock, it was taken out of commission absolutely years before we got there. So that's the memory, even though I can't remember on it now, it's just this big hunk of metal in this dry dock. So they're probably shipping everything out of that there before that went away. Because that would be gone now. How did everyone get on with the heat yesterday? We got up to 32 degrees. That was unbearable. So those down south at 40 odds, below that. This is when I wish I lived in America, where a lot of houses have air conditioning. Or buy a car with air conditioning and just go out and sit in it during the day. Or get a job. get a job in a warehouse that's got air conditioning. Oh, hello Leslie. Good evening, mate. Oh, you're on the station. Okay. Hello Mark, Hemel Hampstead. Good evening to both of you. Yeah, I've just explained I've got two new locos. The Class 50 in blue with the big double arrows. That's called Eagle, named after the aircraft carrier Eagle. Warship class. I think no, I don't think it's Warship class or what. And the other one is a maroon class 42, which is named Hermes, which I've been after for a while, but every time I either bid on it, I got outbid, or the prices were too high and I wasn't going to pay it for a not really old logo. That's mainline, isn't it? Is that mainline? No, that's Weaver. Mainline. No, that's mainline. Both mainlines. No. I've done that. I seem to be collecting mainline ones at the moment. I've got like 3 recently. I also had a problem, didn't know how to do big numbers on my Z21. So I've got all these YouTube videos and this and that. I even went on Facebook. Now I don't like Facebook, so for me to go on there and actually write something was quite funny. So I went on the Z21 Rocco group, asked the question and never actually got the right answer, because I had to do nothing. All I had to do was punch in the numbers. It's automatic. They changed it. We had to one stage change either 3 CBs or 2 CBs or 1 CB. They've actually changed it now. You just put the numbers in. So I'm in the throes and now I'm changing them all to at least 4-digit numbers, just to make it easier. We got to 99 and tried to put 100 in and oh, it doesn't like 100. That was Eagle caused that problem. So Eagle now is 1,100. 1,100. And Hermes is 1,102. We have 102 logos now, with 2 to come. 2 brand newies. Hello Mystic! Hello mate! Yeah, it's definitely, the heat's gone down. At the moment we're at 23. Yesterday we were 32, so it's down 9. It's still not very nice. I don't like heat anyway, never have done. So I'm finding it hot. And the fan that I used to have in here, Shirley's got, so I can't even bring that in here. I wish I had another. I've got another fan. Might have another fan somewhere, I don't know. But I'll have to do it for anyhow. But hopefully this time next week it'll be back to normal, cold, wet and windy. It's a bit of a breeze today, but it's not coming in this window. I've also had to dig up below my track. I was getting a short, and I don't understand why, because I hadn't done any wiring. All it was added track to it, and it started shorting out. So I've taken all the bits off, all the new bits that I put down, and I'm going to start again and with a different layout. This is just the inner tracks, the 2 oval loops for staying. So that's the next job. In fact, I've ripped out half of it already. Just got to get the track ready now and lay it down again. No, not far off us then, Hammer. Mark them. Yeah, I wish I had it. Well, we've got AC, but it's not air conditioning, it's the electric current. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've been watching, you know, these audit videos. I've been watching a few of them recently, and I watched one today, and I tell you what, I felt like jumping into the camera, into the screen, and knuckling the guy that was doing it. He was so arrogant, and he was so obvious. He was trying everything, you know, everything out to try and get them to sort of do things. Absolutely stupid. And the police couldn't do anything because he was doing actually nothing wrong. Hello, Charlie. Good evening, mate. Hello, Andy. Good evening to you as well. Hello, Smallwood Junction. I think that's your name at last week. I saw it, didn't I? So, yeah, Paul. I think is it Paul? Smallwood Junction. Yeah. Hello, Paul. What's going on now? Good. Anyway, I'll leave that again. I have an advert now, which I'm going to play and see what you think of this. If it comes up. There we go. My little advert. First attempt. I haven't been out the house since oh, I had to go out and pick up a prescription. That was about a week and a half ago. The only time I'm going out now is for doctor's appointments and checkups or whatever. My legs are a lot better, like pain-wise, but it's, to me, it's not mending. I want it a little bit better than that, Patrick. That's not Charlie. Arctic, anyway. Did you see me channel that I did for the one that I did for you? Two in the can, as they say. I'm trying to do ones of sites, not so much people that come on this site or my streams, but ones that are helpful, like Bill to me is amazing. Such an amazing guy, and you can learn a lot of him. This one I've got coming up, he's actually refurbished a turntable, and it's all things like this where you get to learn, you know, the odd things. It's not just making trees, although there probably will be ones that have trees making in them, and everyone seems to do a video about making trees. The only one I've done making trees, it wasn't actually a public one, it was myself and Angels of Angels Share. He taught me how to make trees, one-to-one, did it over sort of, what's that thing? StreamYard. And it's a brilliant way of doing something, I tell you. Have a split screen, or you don't even need a split screen. Yeah, he's brilliant, Charlie. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I was waiting for seeing a few come on. I thought I'd just do a few more. Right, there's two new logos. The blue one is a Class 50 and it's named Eagle. At the moment I'm going around collecting ones of the ships I've been on, which I've walked on Eagle. I would say I wasn't stationed on Eagle. I wasn't part of the crew. And the other one, the maroon one, is Hermes, the Class 42. That one I spent 2.5 years on. That was my very first ship. Virtually straight out of training, and I spent 2.5 years on there. That learns a lot. Oh, you and your big 5 inches. What are we? 4mm or something, is it? Oh well. Don't even know. Yeah, 4mm. Can't be 4mm. That's funny. I've got a glass of juice, but it's not going to last long, I don't think. As well, we've got so nearly halfway, no, not quite halfway down. Quite hot. I'm hot and bothered. Yeah, I had a piece of track burnout. I wasn't amused. There's actually smoke coming off the track where it's burning the sort of the plastic. So I had to rip that out. So I put it in, started running the trains again, and everything was fine until yesterday. And it didn't get to the burning, but it cut out. And so right, disconnected the new bit that I put back in, and it was fine. So I've redesigned a bit of track, but I don't understand it because I haven't added any droppers. So I don't understand how it can suddenly go to being bad. The other locos, just the two that are running now, were on the track at the time. Just to me, it doesn't make sense. I will do, Andy, when I go back through. She's in the sitting room. I'm in one of our back bedrooms, which is now the train room. And it has been for, it must be a year now. Getting on, if not. She's reading through there and knitting at the same time. These people can multitask, I don't know. So, that's my news. Not a lot. I've done a bit of servicing of locos. Doing things that aren't energetic. And I can do them sat in the sitting room. So come in here, grab a loco, take it back through there, strip it, clean it, put it back together, bring it back in here, test it, see how noisy it is, if it's any better. Which I'm quite surprised with all the class 43s that I've got. I had at least 2 noisy ones, and I know for a fact that one was squealing, a bit like Lee's. Ankle thingy in the loft. Ankle Road there in the loft. He's got one that really squeals, and I've offered him the price. He said that even send it to me and I'll give it a go. But he said no. I even tried to buy it off him at one stage. But there you go. I don't even think it's got both ends. I think it's only got one end. Perhaps I should send you a dummy end to go with it. Well, I've just got one and I'm using it. That's for the new train. It will get done sooner or later. When I can get in this room. I want to get in this room for like more than like half an hour at a time. It's not long enough to do anything. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if there is anyone out there that hasn't subscribed, why not subscribe? It is free, there's no charge. Not a charge for anything on this channel, it's all free. I have notes, but they are not for sale, I give them away. That's if my daughter will print them. She does the printing. She has the magic machines. Oh, that's better. Alright. Oh, Charlie, you're not a thingy-majiggy. Alright, I'll have to go to there. Where's Charlie's name? Let's make Charlie moderator. There you go, Charlie, you're now a moderator. Right. Okay. I tickle mine with a mouse. I've got a point behind me that when the Hermes goes over it, it sounds like it's derailing, but I've really watched it closely and the wheels stay exactly where they should do. But it makes the sound as if it's derailing all the time. I must admit no, I won't say it. How long to go? Yeah. Just under half hour, and they might do what I've just said. I'm not going to say. I even have a shirt on today with a logo badge. Our old one. I have to keep buying t-shirts of sorts so Carol can try things out. Well, the hat I wore when I met you, Anthony, she did that about half an hour before I left the house. Yeah, the numbers, I'm still doing quite well with the numbers. Last week's Wednesday video stream, I was up in the 63 views, which is a lot higher than the normal. It's usually somewhere between 40 and 50. Alright, it did go up to 500 on one. It just amazed me. I went through a phase of 200 and some odd, 500 and some odd, and then I think it's back to 100 and some odd. And then last week's was 63. But I'm still chuffed. Right, Chris, if I can stretch the noise of the train, muffle your voice a little bit. Yes? I'll bring the mic down a bit. Let's see. Is that any better? Or can I turn the noise of the trains down? Or can I turn the noise of the trains off? Probably not. No, I've got everything turned off except the mic. And I've got a pussycat come to see me. You come round up here. Look on camera. Eh? Meow. Meow. Come on. You can hear the trains, but you can't see them today, can you? We have an invader. Go on out. Out you go. Go on. Out. Go on. Good girl. One cat dislodged. It's maybe because I'm moving and looking around, not looking at where I should be. I should be where I am now, looking straight ahead at the monitor. The trains, I wouldn't say, are any noisier than normal, so. Oh, what's that? Fifth, I think the right one. That was shot. Yes. I will get some more A4s at some stage. At the moment, the prices for the ones I want, or the ones that I see that come up that I need, are quite steep. So it's a matter of them coming at a decent price. Even more so now, because people are trying to put the prices up and you can get rubbish, so I'd rather get paid little or get rubbish and sort it than pay a lot and still get rubbish. So I'm very dubious with some things. Diesels are a lot easier. Most of the diesels I buy either Lima or Hornby, and they have Ringfield motors, and I think I'm getting as good as a road bill. I've stripped that many down now, following his example. Done doing quite well with Ringfield. I've got a couple of panniers which are, is it a X4 or X04 motor or something like that anyway. I need to fix them. Two of them are in bits, but they're running. But I needed the chips, and I thought, right, I'll take the chips out of that. So they need to be re-chipped. Okay, Leslie, take care, mate. Keep out the sun. And do as the government tell you. Drink lots of water. I think we're going to have politics. I was going to say, I think we could have another woman Prime Minister by the looks of it. But that's the start I'm going to go. Someone moved in. There's a house out the back, and when I first started moving in here and I was sort of sneakily smoking, I was hanging out the window. There used to be a guy that used to come on the balcony, his balcony, and he used to come out quite often for a fag. But he definitely moved, because the house is empty, but I've got a funny feeling someone's in it now, and I've missed someone moving in. God, I could have watched. I haven't said anything about the cameras. I've got four motion cameras. Well, they're all motion cameras. I've got 4 cameras on the layout, but they're temporary because until I get the layout completely how I want it, they're not getting fixed. And they'll be up higher as well. They'll be looking downward. They're all cheapest except for one, which is I need a pointer. They're all cheapest except for the one that you'll see a pointer in front of. This one. This camera. And that's a Logitech C922D, is it, or something like that. And eventually I'll get probably 4 similar to that, I think. But it's Anthony's gonna do a video about setting these things up. It's all to do with the IDs that you need to change, and how you do that I don't know. Probably I've seen a program that did work on one, but you have to do it every time, and I don't want to do it every time, so there's a way around it. Perhaps I'll have to buy 4 different Logitechs, or 5 different, no 4, I need got one, haven't I? 4 other Logitechs just to get 4 different IDs. That'd be one way. But I haven't touched anything on the camera wise. That they've been plugged in 2 weeks ago. All 5 were working, so since then they've stayed where they were put. I only use the computer for the Wednesday anyway. I don't use it for anything else at the moment. So, with any lights, nothing should change. Hello, GWR Buckley Junction. Good evening, mate. Nice of you to come on. Yeah, that was the other one that was quite a lot of the videos I watched when I first got my Logitech. I was going on about 920, so I might look into getting one of them at least. But let's see. I don't mind moving a couple of cameras into the sitting room so I can sort of do sort of like workshop ones where I can sit down in a comfortable chair as opposed to this stool I'm sat on here. But that's all in the future. And how much money I've got as well, that helps as well. Yeah, they're all wired in. Couple at the front, couple at, well, 3 I think is, hang on, 1, 2, Yeah, I think it's 2 at the front and 2 at the back. All on different cards, basically. I think there's only one. That's Anthony said to me when I met him that you could put 2. I've got a card in a slot on the motherboard, and I've got 2. It's got 5 USB ports, and he said I could put 2 more than 1 in that. So I have. StreamYards is dead easy, I must admit, but I wouldn't know at the moment how to use the setup like I've got now, as you can see on StreamYards. I know I can have, like, I know you can have more than one. You can go on with more than one camera. You can set up a more than one thing. Go to it, just sign in. Which I learned that fairly quickly. And you can big up things and that. I like OBS. When OBS is working, it's brilliant. When it's not, it's a pain in the butt. So, 5 lights then, Anthony. I'm not going to try it, but I should be able to plug all my 5 into that one card. Yeah, is that right? Is it PC? Yeah, PCI Express. Its name is Slot, I think. Some of my older computers had about 2 or 3 of those slots. I could have 15 cameras, and that's without the other ones. That would be brilliant. Camera for every bit of chat. How are we doing? Yeah, I also like to get camcorder. Well, I've got a good camcorder, but I think I have to get a certain card to put in the computer for that, to be able to use that. I have one camcorder that does work as a what's it, webcam. But getting that working is another thing. Alright. Yeah, I've used basically the only time I've used StreamYards way back. I used to do interviews, Charlie. Did Anthony and a few others. Heath is one. They're great for that, I must admit. But I'd much prefer this because I've got more control, I think, over it. And I always think StreamYards seems quite slow. Yeah, I'm fine, GWR. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Aberystwyth. Is it GWR Aberystwyth or Aberystwyth GWR, something like that. He just went. It's like I went through the list. I've got the names in front of me, and I only now see regularly, and that's not just on my stream, but on other streams. A lot of the guys' names that I've got down here, don't see. I would say about a third. I only see about a third of my list. I have to make a new list, and I'll be able to find people quicker that do come on. My throat is so dry. How do you train a cat to make coffee? Ah, right. Oh, right. Oh, that's good news, mate. Anthony. Brilliant. Yeah, I've got a Stream Deck, but there is a program you can use on your phone. If I can remember the name of it, I'll tell you. Touch something or other. What's it called? I wonder if I got it on this. It's a tick. I've got this screen down. Let's see. Right, it's called Touch Portal. You can do a lot of the stuff you can do on with a Stream Deck, and it's free. It's a very good program. I think if I'd seen that before I got Stream Deck, I might not have bought Stream Deck. Yeah, I was brought up on the Great Western as a kid, but when I got older we moved, and then all the trains that I was on the Southern region, and obviously now up in Scotland it's ScotRail. So it's quite funny that one of my biggest collection of locos is at LNER. You probably, yeah, I must have more LNERs than anything else. Even more than British Rail. Well, try out Touch Portal first. As I said, it's free. It goes on your phone. It's very easy to set up. In fact, it's basically for what I'm using it for. It's basically the same setup. I'm in the back bedroom in Edinburgh, Scotland. Archai the New. The Ken Vitamin. The opposite side to park. I've got a fag in my hand. I'm determined not to light it until the stream's finished, but I did the same last week. I got one out with about 15 minutes to go, and I was rolling it around on my fingers the rest of the stream. Quite funny. Yeah, where I live in Worcester Hales, and my view from my window is the whole of Edinburgh, from the airport round to Arthur's Seat. I probably did, but I've got a thing against like 6- and 4-wheeled coaches. Now I don't know what those were that you're talking about. If they were old, they were probably 4- or 6-wheeled. I just don't like them. And I think if I started at the moment, if I started fairly recently, I probably wouldn't have gone steam. I might have got a couple of steam on it, because there's one steam engine that's dear to my heart from when I was a kid, and that's what I call a Tannawanna 61XX class Great Western, and none was saved for preservation. There is one left, and it's at Didcot, but it's not a static display. They roll it around, but it cannot never be done again. Yeah. There used to be a milkman when he lived here, mate. Old Sean. I'm pretty certain there's a plaque somewhere that it says Sean Connery lived here or something, you know, on the side of a house somewhere. It probably is. Alright, there we go. Has anyone bought anything this week? Oh, remember, anyone that follows OO Bill, remember he got given a ScotRail 47, I can't remember what it's called. Oh yes I do. Black, Greyfriars Bobby. Well, I found one today, because I've been looking out for one, class 47, ScotRail, and it's called Lothian. Chop a tree down. I've still got wood left over from when I did this. I'm still thinking about doing, as I said, I think last week, of doing not so much a diorama, I just fancy having a layout that I can have nothing, maybe the odd building, but something can just lay on a table and sort of have sort of like a shunting yard. Hello, Mrs. Sister Donna Panther. Good evening to you. Is that a track bed, Anthony? Yeah. For anyone that didn't see, now this is just going to take the top off this. This is the other train I got. This is the Peak. This is the one that's in bits. Called the Royal Marines. Part of my trains at the moment seem to be naval connections, which brings back memories. Right, how are we doing? It's 51. You can nearly have me back. Get the window wide open as well. Let's see if I can get a bit of breeze in here. I've got to make my own tea as well tonight. My daughter's doing an extra bit of shift. That should have finished at 8, she's not coming home until about 11. So I think I'll probably be asleep by then. Where are you from, Mrs. Sister Donna? Sister Donna. You're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you like. So come on, machine. I hate it when things don't go right. Right, what was I doing? I don't know. Alright. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But it won't be... I haven't got room to put a piddle yard as I'd like to have. I lost... My daughter wanted part of this room, so I lost 4 foot. But it would be 4 foot long at that end, and I could have had 10 tracks going to it, I think, but that all fell through. So all I can do is like put ones in front, which I was had to rip up part of it up today. We've got a short, which I still don't understand, but there you go. There must have been a bit of wire going across the part of the track or something, because that's the only thing I could think of. But it didn't do it when I initially started running trains. Which I ran trains for about 20 minutes, stopped to do something, and it cut off. And I thought, what's going on here? Pressed the button to put it back on, went straight back to red. So I thought, right, this is what happened the other day, so I disconnected a bit of track and it's fine. So I don't want to fire, so I disconnected a bit of track and went back through the sitting room and redesigned the inner part of my layout. So I'm not getting very far except for my 2 loops, and the way it's going, that's all I'm going to have. Let's do me ad again. Here we go. Every Sunday, new channel every Sunday. I don't know if I got it on that phone. In fact, I have got it on that phone. I could have shown you what that call looks like, but I don't want to disconnect the phone now. So I've definitely got it on that phone, because that's the phone I use for testing. It's got no SIM card or nothing, but I can use the internet on it, which is brilliant. So that's where I watch me live chat. Right, I'm going to start wrapping up. Does anyone know if Ori's on tonight? We'll wait in anticipation for someone to answer. Now, as I say about the video, it will be, what did I have? I was going to have about 4 or 5 sidings behind me, but as I said, it all went wrong today and yesterday. So I've decided I'm just going to have 3 little sidings on that side, and maybe one on, in fact it will be one on the front, maybe 2. But I want to get some buildings on as well, so having to pull it apart will give me a little bit more space. Yeah, don't forget to go to Joyce's The Voice of an Angel's channel. It's Joyce Dodge, if I remember correctly. You could put a link in, Anthony, because you'll have it handier than me, especially in this room. But personally, I'd rather have about 6 or 7, like Anthony, 6 or 7 loops. I prefer to have trains just belting around all the time, I must admit. But with having to have the lift up part, it's so much bother trying to get the tracks lined up level and all this sort of stuff that I just can't really bothered, to put it nicely. It would have been so much different if I hadn't lost the 4 foot. It would have been off to the end of one of the tracks. Yeah, I saw it, Anthony. Actually got over meeting me, because I don't know what I did to you two, but you seem to like me. I don't know how. Carol says, by the way, you can have me. If you like me that much, you can have me. Right, I'm going to wrap up now, so everyone take care. Hopefully see you all next week. Don't forget Anthony's channel on Friday. What else has been on tonight? Leslie Gilpin's channel for his rail fanning. You'll quite often get a steam engine in that, which makes it always think his channel's better for that than others where they just have the same things all the time. At least you get the fact, plus the fact you get Thames Pennine Expresses through there. Such a beautiful train. Okay, Simon, mate. Hope you feel a lot better and stay out of hospital for a while, eh? If you've got air conditioning, I'm coming. Right. Good night, everyone. Let's see if I can press the right button. Yay.